Welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is Narayan Rao Kovur. In this video, I am going to explain elasticity of supply. What is the meaning of elasticity of supply? What is the formula to calculate elasticity of supply? And methods of measurement of elasticity of supply. So now we will examine one by one. First, elasticity of supply. Elasticity means responsiveness. Elasticity means sensitiveness. Elasticity means degree of change or rate of change or percentage change or change. So elasticity of supply means it is defined as the responsiveness of the quantity supply of a good to a change in its price. This is known as elasticity of supply. In other words, elasticity of supply is measured by dividing the percentage change in the quantity supply by percentage change in its price. In other words, it is percentage change in supply due to 1% change in price. This is known as elasticity of supply. So, elasticity of supply means percentage change in the quantity supply is due to percentage change in the price of a commodity. This is known as elasticity of supply. Marshall has suggested one formula to calculate elasticity of supply, that is ES is equal to percentage change in quantity supply divided by percentage change in price. Elasticity of supply is equal to percentage change in quantity supply divided by percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity supply ni change in quantity supply divided by original quantity supply into 100. Percentage change in price ni change in price by original price into 100 రాసుకోవచ్చు. ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ డివిజన్ ఫామ్. ఇది డివిజన్ ఫామ్లో ఉంది. దీన్ని మనం క్రాస్ మల్టిప్లై చేస్తే చేంజ్ ఇన్ క్వాంటిటీ సప్లై డివైడెడ్ బై ఒరిజినల్ క్వాంటిటీ సప్లై ఇంటూ, సో డినామినేటర్ రివర్స్ అవుతుంది. ఒరిజినల్ ప్రైస్ బై చేంజ్ ఇన్ ప్రైస్. 100 క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతుంది, డినామినేటర్ రివర్స్ అవుతుంది. దేర్ ఫోర్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ క్వాంటిటీ సప్లై డివైడెడ్ బై ఒరిజినల్ క్వాంటిటీ సప్లై ఇంటూ ఒరిజినల్ ప్రైస్ బై చేంజ్ ఇన్ ప్రైస్. So in a mathematical expression, elasticity of supply is equal to change in quantity supply ni delta Q రాసుకోవచ్చు. ఒరిజినల్ క్వాంటిటీ సప్లై ని Q రాసుకోవచ్చు. ఒరిజినల్ ప్రైస్ ని P, చేంజ్ ఇన్ ప్రైస్ ని డెల్టా P రాసుకోవచ్చు. దేర్ ఫోర్ elasticity of supply is equal to, so delta Q by Q into P by delta P. సో డెల్టాస్ రెండు ఒక సైడ్కి తీసుకొస్తే elasticity of supply is equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. This is the formula to calculate elasticity of supply according to Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall suggested one formula to calculate elasticity of supply, that is elasticity of supply is equal to percentage in quantity supply divided by percentage change in price. Finally, so it can be written as elasticity of supply is equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. This is called the meaning of elasticity of supply and formula of elasticity of supply. Next, coming to methods of measurement of elasticity of supply. Methods of measurement of elasticity of supply లో టోటల్ అవుట్లే మెథడ్ మనం పరిగణలోకి తీసుకోం. టోటల్ అవుట్లే మెథడ్ పరిగణలోకి తీసుకోము. నెక్స్ట్, ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్ మెథడ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్ బై ఆల్ఫ్రెడ్ మార్షల్, ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ జామెట్రిక్ మెథడ్. సో వెన్ పాయింట్ మెథడ్ ఈస్ అప్లైడ్, so at a point on the supply curve, elasticity is measured at a point on the supply curve. Next, when derivatives are given, to measure price elasticity of supply, point method is applied. Therefore, formula ES is equal to dq by dp into p by q. dq by dp into p by q. Next, third one. When there is a small change in the price and quantity, to measure price elasticity of supply, point method is applied. So what is the formula to calculate price elasticity of supply through point method? So ES is equal to lower segment by upper segment. To calculate price elasticity of supply. So supply equation is equal to QS is equal to minus C plus DP. QS is equal to quantity supplied, C is constant, so D is the slope of the supply curve, P is the price of the commodity. QS is equal to quantity supply, C is equal to constant, D is equal to slope, P is equal to price of the commodity. This is the method that is called point method to measure price elasticity of supply. 2. Arc method, also called average elasticity method, also called midpoint method. So when arc method is applied, so substantial changes in price and quantity, that means large changes in price and quantity, to measure price elasticity of supply, arc method is applied. Elasticity between 2 points, elasticity is between 2 points, 2 prices, 2 quantities. To measure price elasticity of supply, arc method is applied. If data provided numerical values, either price or quantity or both, data is provided in numerical values, to measure price elasticity of supply, arc method is applied. The formula to measure price elasticity of supply, ES is equal to delta Q by Q1 plus Q2 by 2 divided by delta P by P1 plus P2 by 2. This is one formula. So elasticity of supply is equal to Q2 minus Q1 by P2 minus P1 into P1 plus P2 by Q1 plus Q2. The second formula. Elasticity of supply is equal to Q1 plus Q2 by Q1 plus Q2 into P1 plus P2 by P1 minus P2. So with the help of these formulas to calculate price elasticity of supply, this formula is applied. This is the second method, arc method. Next, third one is proportionate method. Percentage method, ratio method, flux method, arithmetic method, introduced by Alfred Marshall. So when this method is applied, when proportionate method is applied to measure price elasticity of supply, means if data is given as percentage, in percentage, if coefficient of elasticity is given, coefficient of elasticity is given. And third one is if either price or quantity data is missing, either price or quantity data is missing, to measure the missing data, so proportionate method is applied. So therefore elasticity of supply is equal to delta Q by delta P into P by Q. Delta Q by delta P into P by Q. ES is equal to elasticity of supply. Delta Q, change in the quantity. Delta P, change in the price. P means original price, Q means original quantity. So these are the three methods applied to measure elasticity of supply. So elasticity of supply lo price elasticity of supply ని మెజర్ చేయడానికి టోటల్ అవుట్లే మెథడ్ అప్లై చెయ్యము. total outlay method is not applicable. So thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe and comment.